Welcome, Baker. It's Shamir. Wish you and your family a Happy New Year. If I hadn't got a chance to shake your hand or give you a hug this year, Happy New Year, and I wish the best for you. I want to welcome you tonight to the state of the city, and I'm going to get right into it to tell you what's going on in your great city. But I want to start off with some positive things because 2016 was a year, and we had a lot of positive and we had a lot of negatives. But I want to start off with some highlights from economic development and things that we did that we did really, really well that I'm really, really proud of. And we'll start off with economic development. We'll start off with a lot of new businesses that came into Baker's. The businesses that you see on your screen, with just to name a few. Elena's Playhouse has been a big, big hit here with Ruffins in the same shopping center out on Plank Road. American Pine came in and they're doing a great job. Mike Walker has moved his real estate business here. He has an office now here in Baker, and we have Turbo Motors. So businesses are still coming into Baker. You know, we had the flood, but we brought back a lot of businesses that were hurt by the flood. Baker Physical Therapy, Our Lady of the Lake Physicians Group. I guess y'all didn't know that, huh? That we have a Lady of the Lake Physicians Group right here in Baker. With a pediatrician there. Adrima Omar came back, and she's a great supporter of the administration. And here's the big deal, Baker Animal Hospital. I'm so excited that the Baker Animal Hospital is back, and we're gonna do a grand opening for them in the next couple of weeks. So I'm really, really excited about all that's going on. I'm happy to see so many businesses going on. The finance of the city, we're doing really, really well. We just finished our audit, and it wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be, but it showed that, we still have a little work, but I was really, really happy with the outcome that we're not on anybody's list. Revenues increased this year, even though the flood, we had to spend a lot of money, but revenues, they continued to increase, and the city was able to maintain its revenue stream and hold expenses to the same level that we did before the flood. And I'm really, really happy about that. Some things going on in utility billing that I want to talk to you about. The utility billing, we changed our hours now. We are open from 7 to 5:30, 4 days a week now. But that's because of all the new things that we put in place. But we had a total of 1,029 residents that returned after the flood. That is huge. We had 3,000 people scattered everywhere, and that was real. We had 24 new accounts and new constructions. And the electronic device that collect consumption data from the water meters are up and operating, and that was damaged by the flood. Remember, the collectors were down, and we were able to go back and get all of that fixed. We have the utility billing. We have our 24-hour kiosks now, and they collect payments by cash, check, and credit card and debit cards. And that's been a big help. You can come anytime now, even after we close. And we also offer online bill payment at thecityofbaker.com. Payments also can be made by the night deposit box and automated draft. And so some of the improvements and the highlights that we have from the cemetery, which I'm really, really happy. We replaced the carpet with beautiful porcelain floor down in the mausoleum. We've done the roofs. We've picked the fan there. So where your loved ones are laid, it's just really look nice. We've go ahead and built a new walkway to the mausoleum that makes it safe for you to go down there. And then we've also repainted the office, and we've went out and bought a brand new lawnmower so we can keep the grass. We've contracted out with other sources so we can keep the grass and lawn done. So when you come down and you want to spend some time with your loved ones, the place looks great. And I'm really, really proud of that accomplishment there. Baker is still one of the #1 cities. I'm really, really proud of what the police department and the fire department has done. We've accomplished all of that. Baker is still one of the #1 cities around. And I want to talk a little bit about my staff. Some of the new staff that we have, we talked about the fire chief. He's doing a great job with the fire department. We're almost back in there. Chris Hunt is just doing a great job with the fire department. And when it comes to our finance director, Mary Sue Stages, and you guys know the story on that, she came back to help us get the city finances together. They've done a great job with the people up there. And Miss Nikita Kane, the cemeterian, she's gone down there and she's done a great job with the cemetery. And I just want you to go down and give her a pat on the back. We have a new human resource director in Miss Amelia Georgetown. And Miss Georgetown has been in human resource for 35 years. She also lives in Baker. And she's doing a great job with that. And then we have Miss Judy Devzak. She's a payroll accounting. She does all our finance and all our payroll for us. She is retired, but she comes back on contract and she takes care of it. So, Baker, look, this is what's going on. We're almost finishing with the rebuild of our fire station. And the next couple of weeks, we'll be moving our firefighters back into their building. And the Groom Road well is up and running. Go by there and take a look at it. It's elevated now, so we don't have to worry about it being flooded anymore. And then here's the deal. We replaced those collectors. I talked about that. We replaced those collectors, and we're not going to have any problems getting that signal back. So I'm telling you, we have some great things. I'm excited about the things that's going on in Baker right now. I'm excited about the fact that our goals are going to come true here. You know, I'm excited about what's going on in the neighborhoods. We're noticing that people are coming out and they're taking control of their neighborhoods again. And if you look on 19, right there across from the post office, you can see that the old Western Auto is clean, and we don't have that tire shop there anymore. And we're going to get that building painted, and we're going to get the Western Auto store, and we're going to put something nice, really, really nice in that area there. It's all about quality of life. It's all about quality of place. And I can't be more happy about what's going on and what's happening in Baker right now. So I want you to stay tuned. We're going to come back. We're going to go and we're going to pay some bills right now. So just hang in there. I got some more great information for you. Thank you. Welcome back, Baker. And I hope you're just still excited, like I am, from the highlights, from the things that we did accomplish. But I want to talk a little bit now about our long-term recovery efforts. Everybody knew that we had partnered with the FEMA and Community Planning Capacity Building organization, and which was part of our long-term recovery. Had a lot of people here that was a part of that from Baker, 38 steering committee and subcommittee, Project Champion meetings, where we actually had a lot of people there. We had 2 community open houses, and we had 190 or more people that participated in that. 35 interviews with department heads and agencies and community organizations, and local media participated and reported on the long-term recovery process, which was a great deal. I'm so thankful to the people that came out and helped us do this when it came to long-term recovery. People gave a lot of their time. I want to thank LaTanya Anderson and all that she does for the city. Ms. Rosemary and Lakeisha and all those people that's always been there for us. We want to thank you guys for just being there and helping this go along. I tried to stay out of the way of this and let the people come through and tell us what they want. And some of the things that we talked about was economic development, building public and private partnerships to foster economic development, revitalizing retail and commercial zones. We even did a study to find out what Baker needed, and we came back from that study, and it matched what the people say that we needed. When it comes to economic development, we talked about development of walkable, bikeable, economically viable main streets along Groom Road, where our kids can go to school, ride their bikes, and go and use Groom Road and slow it down a little bit. Health and services was a big conversation that we talked about there, and natural, cultural, and resources. Community planning was very, very huge when it came to this, and housing and infrastructure. But the biggest thing that we talked about was drainage. Drainage was one of the big things that were on everybody's mind. We talked about stormwater management, which was a big deal for all of us. And now, because of the contacts that FEMA and this organization has come together to do, we're able to sit down at the table as a regional partner talking about stormwater management and what we can do in the future to make sure that we can I don't know if we're ever going to be able to stop the flow of water from coming into your house. We can, but that's the goal, to be able to do that. And this is what they came up with. Baker United, bigger, better, and bolder. And we're better because of the flood. We're better because of the long-range planning. We're bigger. We're talking about bigger in our heart, how we take care of each other, and we bolder. We're not going to be afraid to reach out so we can make our city great. And create communities that love God, create communities that love each other. And that's what that Baker United is all about. And I don't know whether we have the vision here. They had a vision here. We created a vision, and I thought it was really, really a good deal. But I want to go back to the housing thing, and they talked about that. Let's talk about the housing when it comes to long-term recovery. We want a city where people own their own homes. I don't mind having the renters, don't get me wrong, but we want the renters to be able to buy property, to be able to buy your own home and build your home and your family in this city. And that's a big, 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 big deal to me. And, and it supports neighborhood stabilization and new housing opportunities that we're looking for, in the future. So if you're looking for a house out there right now, everybody is better get ready, because we're going to bring a new housing program here that is going to help us. That's the reason that Mike Walker is here and other realtors are coming here, because they know that the mayor wants to move forward and giving everybody an opportunity to own their own home. So yeah, long-term recovery was a great deal for us. And if you can look at the screen, you can see all these people that was on that long-term team. We had business owners, we had pastors, we had people that were retired. We had all sorts of people, people from the council that were on there, and they came every Monday at the same time, and they put their hard work in. So I want to just thank them. If they're watching tonight, I just want to thank them and for everything that they did, because the long-term recovery process is definitely going to make Baker better. So if you missed out on it, that's not a problem. We're going to continue to have these meetings as we move forward. And as you look at some of these people here, you see Councilwoman Glenda Bryant, which has always been there. That's my ride or die. When it comes to this city, she supports me, her and Mayor Heine and Dr. Charles Vincent and Ms. Alexander, they support us. And these are just some of the pictures that was going on as people were coming in. All these people played a hand in what was going on when it came to long-term recovery. CRPC was here talking about maps and how to do rezoning, and it was just a great thing for the city of Baker. So what I want you to do is just stay tuned in, because what's going to happen is that we're going to continue to have the steering committees, and the steering committee is always available for you to get started. We're not closing the doors, so if you want to become a part of it, if you want to go to work, and that's what we're talking about. We're ready to go to work and do the second phase of this and put some of these plans, put them in action, and come by City Hall. We have a booklet for you to show you the final draft of our plan. So Baker, look, we always got to pay some bills when we come on here, but I'm telling you, I'm real excited. I'm real excited now, because we're going to talk about what we're going to do in 2018, our goals. So just, we're going to take a break and pay some bills, but we're not going to be gone. Just come back, because we finna light it up. Thank you. Welcome back, and I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am delivering it to you. And this is my favorite segment right here, because I want to talk a little bit about the goals that we are going to set together, the goals that we're going to accomplish together. And we'll start with our short-term goals. And one of the biggest thing that we've been talking about now for the last 3 or 4 years, if you guys remember when I ran, I told you there were some things that I wanted to finish. Okay, and of these short-term goals, one of the big deal here was to create a master plan. And we're almost done with that, where we have a master plan in place, where we'll be able to follow that plan for the next 2.5, 3 years, and put things in place where we'll know what kind of businesses to come in. We'll know what kind of businesses that we want to attract. We want to do that. And that's almost there. That's being worked on by our economic development team that we have in place right now. The other thing is the annex of large tracts of land into the city. And people say we need to expand our boundaries. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to expand our boundaries here. Don't be surprised at some of the things that we're going to go after to bring into this city, but we're going to go after them. We're going to expand the city, and that's going to expand everything. That's going to bring more people into the city. That's going to use more businesses in the city. We're going to be able to support our schools, our gyms, and everything. So look for annexations where we bring large lands in so we can be able to attract and get some of the things that we want to get done here. The biggest deal, we're going to continue to improve drainage and capacity. And that's the big deal. We're going to make sure that even when it's not raining, even when it's going to be dry, we're going to continue to dig those ditches out. We're going to continue to get people to clean their ditches out. And we're going to continue to work to make sure that water will flow south. We're going to continue to talk to East Baton Rouge Parish, to the parish people, and let them know, hey, look, you got to clean your end out because the water is moving that way. So we want to make sure that they're a part of that. And we're going to make sure we stay at the table and become a regional partner in that wastewater, that management of sewage and water. We're going to make sure we do this. Never are we going to get away from this. Never will we be surprised by a flood or anything that comes from this point on, because we're going to stay ahead of it. We'll make sure we have sandbags and everything else we need from this point. So get ready. And so make sure you keep your drains and your culverts cleaned out as we stay in this fight together. We're going to create 2 new business developments here on each side, one on Main Street and one on Plank Road. These tips will create additional taxes, so we'll be able to fix up those businesses on 19 and those businesses on Plank Road, where we have the Economic Development District, which will allow us to bring more hotels here, new restaurants, the kind of restaurants that you guys, some real nice restaurants to come in here, and a couple of hotels that can draw more people here. We're going to need those hotels. We're going to need those hotels, and we're going to need those restaurants when I tell you what the long-term goals look like. And then we're going to expand code enforcement. We're going to start having the marshals come around so we can enforce our ordinances. No longer will we create ordinances that just sit on the books. If something needs to be enforced, we will get help from the city marshal's office to go out and be able to do this. And we want to use the technology. And so that means that those junk cars, grass, high grass, blighted properties, and all those things as part of code enforcement, we will enforce them to the fullest. Make sure you tell them that I said that we will enforce what's on the ordinances. We will have quality of place and quality of life. Our neighborhoods will be clean. Our streets will be kept up. And when people come through this city, they're going to say, hey, that is a beautiful, beautiful city. Let's talk a little bit about the long-term goals. That we're reaching out now. We're in talks now. We're going to build a new police and court annex. Okay? And then we're going to create a park and ride facility. And we're working on that now with CATS. And we're looking for a location for that right now where people can come park their vehicles and they'll be able to drive into Baton Rouge and be able to come back. But in the meantime, when they come back and they come in the morning, they buy their breakfast here, they buy their gas here, and it creates revenue, badly needed revenue that we need to continue to build the city. And that's on the horizon here. Watch out for that in the next 3 years. And we're going to develop a housing program. I talked about that. That's one of my main goals when it comes to community involvement, to create a housing program where we can get new subdivisions in, where people can buy houses that's affordable We don't have to pay a whole lot of money to do that. And because, you know, Baker is still a safe environment. It's still one of the safest cities in Louisiana. And we want to keep it like that. And we're going to keep it like that. So you'll be able to buy a nice house here, be comfortable, live with people you love and people you care about, be able to go to church with the people you love and care about, and that's where we're going. But this is my big deal right here. We're going to create a baseball complex that we can have regional tournaments. When I was told that down the road there, that baseball complex that they have north of us, that they create $1 million a year off of that, because people come, they live in hotels, they buy food in restaurants, they buy gas. This is an opportunity for us to get there. We have a baseball field. We have 3 baseball fields, and a complex is about 45% done. So I'm going out now asking the legislators to help me. I've talked with Breck, and we're putting together a deal now where they pay half and we pay half, and we're going to go ahead and build a baseball field that's tournament ready, where people be coming into our city and we can have tournaments. We'll have our vendors come out. It's going to be awesome. So continue to pray for us. Continue to pray for these goals that we talked about. And remember, if we stay together and we pray together, we will be able to accomplish anything that we want to accomplish. God has already shown me this. He's promised us this. All we have to do is stay together. So Baker, I love you. It's going to be a great year. 2018 is our year, and we're going to take charge because we are bold and we're better and we are ready to go. Baker strong, and you guys have a great, great evening. Thank you.